Spellbreaker here. Alright, so now we got another cool 3-drop Shattered Sun Cleric, very powerful card. We talked about a little bit about Bluegill Warrior. I think I said before, if we're really lacking in the 2-drop slot or really felt we're a super aggressive deck, maybe we take him. We have more than enough 2-drops at this point, so Bluegill Warrior being a slightly subpar 2-drop, definitely not taking that. Shiv is not a bad card. I mean, obviously it's at its best when your opponent has 1 health minions that you can remove with this and draw a card at the same time. But again, not really where you want to be in this kind of deck in particular. Shattered Sun Cleric, exactly where we want to be with this kind of deck. But we need some more 3 and 4 drops, fits our curve perfectly, and it's a perfect follow-up to our 2 drops. It allows us to grow our 2 drops, make them really powerful, make them trade up really effectively. We can even, if we're on the draw, we can even go turn 1 1-drop, turn 2 coin into this, and make our 1-drop into essentially a 2-drop, and make it a 3/2. So really strong card, fits our deck really, really well, fits our curve really well. We couldn't really ask for anything better than a Shattered Sun Cleric at this point. So pretty much a premium card in general, although after it used to be a 3/3 for 3 mana that gave the buff. At that point, you pretty much auto-pick this over almost anything else, but still has a lot of applications. You really want it primarily. You'll overlook it for like a Chillwind Yeti or something usually, but with this set of cards we've got options for, definitely a card we're picking, definitely a card we're really excited to pick, actually. Alright, so we got some more rares, and this is kind of a tough choice, honestly. So, Mana Wrath, we definitely have a bit of a curve in this deck. We're definitely wanting to play 2-drops, and disrupting our opponent's curve is not what we want to be doing. Or more so, disrupting our curve is very, very bad for us. Mana Wrath is very good against us, so definitely not a card we're taking at this point in the draft. So it's down to Crazed Alchemist and Young Priestess, which, I mean, we're either taking a 2-drop or we're taking a 1-drop. Neither of these cards I'm super excited about, but what I am excited is that neither of these cards are bad. I'm not being forced to pick something that's not a powerful card. Young Priestess being a 2/1 for 1 mana, again, kind of what you're looking for that 1 mana. It's not, I don't feel the ability is quite as good as it would be in, say, a Zoo deck, where you're really about having, like, Void Walkers and Shield Bearers that you really value that extra health on them. I don't feel like the health is going to be a big deal on most of our minions here. In Arena, that extra health that Young Priestess give, another reason why it's not so good is there tend to be a lot of clunky 3 and 4 drops that are just, they're clunky in the sense that they cost more mana than you usually pay for them. So like Razorfen Hunter and Dragonling Mechanic, but they tend to or like Dark Iron, like you'll see a lot of Dark Iron Dwarfs is a really good card in Arena, or like the Silver Moon Guardians and those kind of things. And they tend to be just up an attack or so over what you generally expect in those slots. Or generally you'd expect your opponent to be playing like a Chillwind Yeti or something, and or played much fewer 3 and 4 drops that have enough attack to kill your minions with this extra health from Young Priestess. So I know that was kind of a convoluted ramp. Essentially, the 1 health is not as valuable in Arena because there are more minions that can kill minions with that extra health, just due to the nature of drafting a lot of minions in Arena. So really it's looking at the applications of Crazed Alchemist Battlecry over the ability, because a 2/2 is not, it does keep them out of range of the 1 health, the hero powers that deal 1 damage, but a 2/2 is really not that exciting for 2 mana. We do have a lot of 2-drops already. Another bonus to Young Priestess is it actually would have 4 1-drops, all decent 1-drops, and so the 1, 2, 3-drop curve dream would be pretty close to a reality on a pretty frequent basis. So let's see what we've got that we'd actively want to use Alchemist on. So Ventrico, no. Tiger, no. Vent Creeper could be good. You can make him do a lot of damage pretty quickly. Stormwind Knight, again, kind of the same. You can turn him into a 5/2 charge, which isn't unreasonable. Spellbreaker, not usually, although we could give him an extra health in a particular situation. Same with Cult Master, not usually, but if you need to save it for, if you want to trade it for a 2-drop or a 1-drop, you can switch it in a pinch. Lets your Yeti do a little extra damage. No application with Agent. No real application with Cleric. Usually not wanting to do switch the attack and health on Crusader. no application on Raid Leader. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, it could turn your Flesh-Eating Ghoul huge health-wise, but generally not something we want to be doing. No application with Geomancer. Probably not going to do it with any of the 2/3s or 3/2s here. So not a lot of applications with the Alchemist. I would say with the curve we have, I'm going to take the Young Priestess. Again, not too excited to put another 1 health minion in the deck, but does give us a much really strong curve. So there you have it, guys. As you can see, we kind of have that bell curve. We do spike pretty high in the 2-drop slot. I would say this is a much lower curve than I usually see in an arena deck, but I honestly think that's a good thing. Our 2-drops that we have are really, really strong. We've got a lot of 2-drops that a lot of people would pay 3 mana for, and we're going to almost always, I mean, I would say with the number of 2-drops we have, it's pretty easy to say we will always have a strong 2-drop that we can play in every game we're going to play, and I think it's going to carry a lot of games for us. So I hope you enjoyed this arena video. Hopefully this gave you a good sense of how to draft arena cards. Again, just to kind of summarize, you're really looking for value. Really kind of the gold standard I use when I think about arena is Chillwind Yeti. This card is very vanilla, very plain, but it just trades so well at 4 mana for cards your opponent's playing at the same slot. And again, that kind of speaks to why 2-drops are so good, is that a lot of times you're not going to see that many 2-drops in a draft, and turn 2 is really where the game picks up, is where you can play a real threat. This Knife Juggler in turn 2, that 3/2 can carry the game if gone unanswered. A Knife Juggler followed up by another 2-drop, say a Fairy Dragon, that can really carry the game and can lead to a lot of really powerful wins. We've got a lot of synergies with this deck, with Raid Leader being able to really give an extra oomph to our all the 2-drops we're playing. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, we're going to probably be trading a lot of our 2-drops, and so this guy can get out of control pretty quickly. Cult Master, we can trade our 2-drops in for cards and continue to draw threats. We've even got some late-game cards that allow us to end the game pretty quickly. So I'm really happy with this draft. I would say it's pretty uncommon to see a deck with this low of a curve, but I would say this is a very, very strong deck. So we're going to play some games next week, so be sure to tune in next week when we have some arena game videos, and you can see how this deck performs in arena. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Big shout out to BlizzPro for having us on, and a big shout out to Don't Kick My Robots. So take care, everybody, and I will see you all next week.